Okay, so this is where we got up to last time. So we may as well let's read through and remind us of what's been and what's been and gone as well. Found Flaco Hernandez for that silly book. Killed him. Bastard jumped out of the way, but I still got him. Didn't seem like the type I was going to befriend anyway. We went horse thieving. Our greed getting the better of us. Oh yeah, they said that they were going to be like $1,000 for them, and it was hardly anything. Believed a yarn spun us by one of the Grey family, the patriarch Tavish, a particularly unpleasant one of what seems reasonably unpleasant family. He had us believing that the Braithwaite woman owned some highly prized English thoroughbreds, or Arab chargers, or whatever they were supposed to be. And we imagined we were going to be wonderfully rich. At the end of it, we felt like prize idiots, so I guess at least some prizes were being handed out. Yeah, they shouldn't really have believed necessarily that it was going to be worth as much as it was, as much as they said. I've been recuperating after an interesting encounter with Colm O'Driscoll. Dutch got it into his mind to meet the bastard to somehow end all this lunacy, only Colm did not share Dutch's sense of honour amongst thieves. Whole thing was a set-up to kidnap me, then lure all the rest of us into a trap so we could get arrested and Colm could disappear anyway. As somehow carrying off his sin. Yeah, we got we were up on the ledge and we got bopped on the head, didn't we? And then we got hung up and we got quite badly hurt. We managed to escape. Quite amazing, really, that we actually sort of got out of this as much as we did. It seems like Colm is enjoying this modern world even less than we are. More by luck than judgment, I escaped and somehow got back here more dead than alive and collapsed into bed for a few feverish days. After much nursing from Miss Grimshaw and Miss Tilly and much guilt-ridden apologies from Dutch over his stupidity, I survived okay. My shoulder, where I was shot, ain't come down with gangrene and I will live, if even uglier than before. Things are getting even more insane with the local population. My sense is neither the Greys nor the Braithwaites have a pot to piss in, because they've been saying that there's this sort of hidden gold, but that's just not happening, is it? But I ain't spent too much time with the landed gentry. Whatever else they are, they don't make one believe in the nobility of the aristocracy. No. Okay. Oh, there's Sean. Poor Sean. Sean got shot when we were in Rhodes. Sean has been killed. I'm more sad than I can admit. I loved that little loudmouth wretch more than I knew. He was like an annoying little brother to me. What fun we had riding together, and now he's dead. His head shot half off in an ambush. What a goddamn mess we are making of things. Still no Confederate gold, but a shitload of trouble. There wasn't any gold. Home for now. That's beautiful. His perspective's great. Yeah, we've moved again. More trouble with the Pinkertons, more trouble with the locals, more trouble all round. Little Jack's been kidnapped, so we're trying to find him. Apparently, some fellow in Saint-Denis, Senior something or other, took umbrage to our presence and kidnapped him, or, heaven forbid, worse. We burnt down Braithwaite Manor when we went hunting for him in an almighty scrap. Then we got spoken to again by Agent Milton. This time he asked us for Dutch's head on a platter. We got him to leave, but they ain't too pleased with us. So they all stood up for Dutch because obviously Dutch is like a father to all of them, but things are not looking too positive. So we headed into Saint-Denis to find little Jack. We were told he'd been kidnapped by some local gangster, this Italian fella called Bronte, a local tough guy. We ain't found him, but he's found us. Dutch and I headed into town, and I managed to get myself robbed by a bunch of children. This was a new low, even by my standards. Anyway, we found Mr. Bronte. Yeah, they were working for him. And we're going to pay him a call. We better get the boy back soon, not least because if we don't, Abigail will kill the lot of us. All this after we burned down the Braithwaite Manor house looking for him and made some real enemies of ourselves back in that country. We're now hiding deep in the swamps, trying to not get eaten by the wildlife, or sunk too deep in the mud. I cannot decide which I like less, the swamps or the city. Both are full of parasites, reptiles and slime. He's really savvy, isn't he? But the swamp's prettier. Dutch is trying to think of where we can run next, but in the meantime we're deep in the swamps, hiding in some disease-ridden old plantation house, mostly swallowed up by nature. There are worse places to be hiding though, let's be honest. Okay, so I've suddenly forgotten what buttons I need to press. Guess we will find Jack, get some money, then flee. But where? These bastards aren't giving up. We're a long way east of land we know and far from real open country. Which is what they want. They're constantly running and trying to find the next big score, and it's just not happening for any of them. And I think Arthur's getting tired of it. Met a curious Frenchman in a bar. Bought him a drink and he gave me a picture. Said he was an artist, although I'm not sure I see what is so good about it. Charles. Met a monk. Helped him free a couple of poor bastards from the island someplace who were kept prisoner. And they were kept in the bottom of the, oh gosh, what's it called? The green door, behind the green door. The fencer. The monk, what was his name? Brother something or other, was a good fellow. One of those innocent people who make you feel better about human beings and even about yourself a little. Must be odd to see all that goodness in the world. Place always seemed dark and brutal to me. I really liked that. I just really like that brother. Good guy. Ooh, yeah. Met a weird fella. Wants 100 gallons of moonshine. For love? Never heard such nonsense in all my life. And I know some talkers of nonsense. Guess I'll go ask that clerk. Alden? Trelawney's disappointed friend. If maybe he knows a way of finding it, as I think there's money in this. Is that the guy who with the electric chair? I think it might be, you know. This is Sandony. The bridge into it and the smokestacks. I always heard Sandony was one of the 7 wonders of the world. If this is so, I don't care much to see the other sex. It's a depressing place that shows you the only thing worse than people is a whole lot of people. You know, those of us who really don't like huge social gatherings and so on can totally sympathise with that. I have not ever met a lizard in a suit before, but now I have, and his name is Angelo Bronte. He is either our salvation or our damnation. The city strongman arrived from Italy a few years ago and now knows and controls everything and everyone. He had not harmed Jack other than feeding him strange food, spaghetti. And Dutch seems to think that maybe we can get something from this oily dictator. Personally, I don't trust him more than I trust any hungry animal not to try and eat me. But for now, we are somewhat safe and hidden. Whole place gives me the creeps. We are with you, Arthur. We are with you. Oh my. Mary wrote to me. Wants to see me again. Oh, Mary. What fools we are. What a fool I am. Took the shine to the fellow in Sandony. A professor no less. Andrew something or other. He's built an electric chair as a kind of way of killing folks as need killing. Oh, the irony of it all. Even more ironic, me so tough and him so weak, and I never even got paid. No, we didn't. I've forgotten about that. Oh, for goodness sakes. Keep on. Just let's open this up and hopefully it's fine. Oh, come on. Oh, it's gone all the way. Right, hold on. I'm going to get there, I'll get there, I'll get there, I'll get there. I just pressed the wrong button, because it's what I do. Sorry. Place gives me the creeps. What a fool. Oh no, didn't even get paid. Right, here we go. Read. Saw Mary and the awful daddy who was taken to drink, which, unsurprisingly, hasn't improved him a whole lot. What a foul pig he is. Taken to hawking of family heirlooms and cursing the world for it. Still a stuck-up son of a bitch. Now Mr. Linton has passed away, I wonder what he wants for his daughter. Funny thing is, I love her, and yet I'm a bad lot. Old Daddy is a good, upright man, and yet he... It's gone all dark. Treats his daughter like a possession to be mistreated and abused as he sees fit. Strange creatures, men. I don't know. All I know is that I love her, and she both loves and detests me. It never worked before, and it won't ever work now, yet it gnaws at me. The idea of it gnaws at me like a sickness. I've got to give all that nonsense up. I am an outlaw, a murderer, a man with a code different to ordinary folk, and Mary ain't never gonna be for my world. Oh, Arthur. I went to a vaudeville show in town. Dancing from France, quite a business. What is wrong with me? Do I really think I can retire someplace nice and live a normal life with a wife? Am I a big enough dolt to believe that is possible? Oh, I don't think that's in your cards, Arthur. If I want to get paid for this nonsense, I've got to find a bounty, name of Wilson J. McDaniels, so he can be humanely disposed of, at enormous cost to everybody, as opposed to shot in the head, like I would do. Still ain't been paid for this. Oh, man. I went to an art gallery. Seems fine, and fancy living ain't quite so different from life in the wilderness, robbing stagecoaches. I was at an exhibition of paintings by the artist I met a couple of times, Charles something or other, French fella. Seems he'd been doing more than painting his models. He was a whole ass, yes he was. Their husbands won't take him on the liberties he'd been taking with his subject matter. Whole thing descended into a brawl, had to help him escape. I really like that guy. Met a crazy man in Saint-Denis, a professor no less, Marco Dragic. I'm still amazed by what I experienced. He had me control a tiny boat remotely. How? I have no idea. I didn't understand any of it, but even though he was annoying and a sharp mouth, he seemed obviously highly intelligent. Was I duped? I have no idea. Wouldn't be the first time I've fallen for the rantings of an intelligent man telling me how to think. Ooh. I'm hoping that that's not a kind of like that's no insinuation about Dutch. Only he didn't tell me how to think. Whole thing was odd. Told me to come see him at his lab at Dover Hill. Maybe. Oh yeah, that was bad. Took McDaniels in and watched him fry. Weren't very nice, weren't very humane. The professor got upset and got involved before possibly killing himself with electricity. And I never got paid! If they catch me, I pray they hang me. That chair is the work of the devil. Oh, it's like, look, it's a little crawfish. Crawfish. Found Charles the artist dressed as a streetwalker, trying to flee from assorted men he defended, fleeing to the South Seas. Wonder if we'll see him there. We decided it was very Gauguin, for Gauguin, wasn't it? Look at that. It was wonderful. The Mayor of Saint-Denis mansion. My lord, now I've done everything. I went to a ball like a fool in a fairy tale. The Mayor of Saint-Denis, Dutch. The Mayor of Saint-Denis. Dutch got us invited by old Senor Bronte, and off we trooped, trussed up like turkeys for Thanksgiving, and waxed and polished and primped within an inch of our lives. Bronte did not mingle with the other guests, but lorded over the place like a Roman emperor, deciding who to have killed for his fun. Place was full of drunks, lunatics, liars and clowns, but the thing was kind of fun. Managed to not get into too much trouble and may have some business. Opportunities. On account of inquiries there. We shall see, I guess. Seeing Bill dressed up like an ambassador and awkward as a schoolgirl was one of the funniest moments in my life. Met Evelyn Miller, the writer, which was amazing for Dutch. And he's the one who's trying to help the Native Americans, isn't he? So, and that's one of the next things that we're going to do. Met the mayor. Dutch and Jose seem to think that this dump is a world of possibilities. They want to look into the bank and some other business opportunities. We shall see. As long as we can keep ahead of the Pinkertons and Mr. Cornwall and the rest of them for a while, maybe we shall be okay. Fingers crossed. Went to see that odd fellow, Algernon Wasp, that I met at the party. Not sure how to describe him, but I won't forget him anyway. I could not do him justice. Different kind of fella, but he says he'll pay good money for assorted feathers and eggs and whatnot for his creations and for various rich women. Gave me a list of things he wants. There's egret feathers and orchids. Met that writer, Evelyn Miller, in the street. He remembered me from the party. Apparently my petty crime did not go entirely unnoticed. It wasn't overly petty. It was a letter. It was a letter about something from Leviticus Cornwall, wasn't it? Or some deeds. Better keep my head down a little better. He introduced me to a couple of Indians, father and son. Son angry, father with an air of what exactly? Of something both impressive and frightening and kind about him. A great man defeated by powerful and awful forces? I do not know, but his eyes, his very manner spoke to me. Somehow I've agreed to help them. Seems they, like us, have problems with that gilded ape Leviticus Cornwall and his foul empire. We shall see how this pans out. Went back to see Calloway and Levin. Calloway, still a drunken clown. Had me kidnap some old adversary, Slim Grant, and they ended up shooting each other, and then Calloway turned on me. Less said the better, but Levin has himself a book, and I will slide back into obscurity. Gunslinging ain't the life for me. I prefer good, honest killing, with none of the pretensions. Fair. Is that it? I think that's it. Hey, excellent. Okay, so I'm just going to wander down here and...
Arthur, get over here.
Sure.
What do you want? Oh, don't be like that.
Oh, I'm going rustling.
Yeah, it always is with you. Until we start getting shot at.
Well, have you ever been shot at by a cow?
Whose cows?
This drunken rancher up at Hill Haven Ranch. He's such a flop that we could take a whole marching band up there and steal, and he still wouldn't wake up. And he's a son of a bitch. He said unkind things about me.
No, it ain't all bad then.
I owe you after last time. This could be my make good.
I don't know.
I need you. You know those two bastards that buy stolen livestock.
Sure, I know them. I don't like them.
I'll give you 60% of the take.
How many cows?
I don't know, small herd, I guess. 20 maybe?
20, huh? Come on.
Straight through the horse.
Okay.
Okay, that was cool. I'm glad I've gone through Arthur's journal again and got up to sort of the points that I am at. He didn't mention seeing the wife of the guy that he collected money from, who we think had TB and died. He didn't seem to mention that. So there were a couple of things he didn't actually mention. So, and yeah, him and Mary, it's a complicated relationship. I think he's got more of a chance with Sadie, to be honest. So I'll see what happens when I go and see her, actually. There wasn't actually very much. I don't feel like I know any of the gang any better. The only thing that has just been really confirmed is that they have such respect for Dutch that they would face the gallows for him. They'd face death for him. That he means so much to them. So that's an interesting thing as well. We kind of already knew it, but it was nice to sort of hear it said as well. So, yeah, okay, we'll go off and do some cow rustling, and so I'll play all that bit again, and then we'll do some rustling and do some other things in this next section. Okay, see you in a bit.